Back from my morning walk, and what an experience every morning it is. I actually love these dark mornings. It's cold, as you can see. I've got my North Face hat on, had my onesie on. Actually, not a onesie, it's an hoodie. 5 athletes competing this weekend. Hannah doing the natural show. I've got Carlton and Joe doing the British today, so I will go down and see them. Then I've got Brad and Matt doing tomorrow. Both look insane. It's crazy because every weekend I have had athletes compete all around the world. Last week I had one of my natty clients won his first pro show. Arthur, if you're watching this, massive well done. So it's been a very, very intense year. Both myself and Meg have had athletes compete every weekend. And I have had, I think it was 12 athletes last weekend, 12 before that. So it's been full on, but very grateful to have the opportunity to work with so many great athletes. It's surreal, especially looking back at some of the goals that I've set out for myself when I was younger. Like, looking at what I'm doing now, I'm quite literally living the dream. And next week, we are actually flying to Rome to World Bodybuilding Summit for me to do a presentation and be a guest speaker, which is just mind-blowing because I am doing literally everything I ever dreamed of right now. Living my dream, doing the lifestyle of bodybuilding that I always wanted when I was a kid. So I have some reflection moments, right? And it puts things into perspective with where I am right now at 31 years of age. Started bodybuilding when I was 15, 16. And the things that I'm doing now is like everything I've always aspired to be. But as I always say, I am still on my way up. I am still working towards becoming the person that I wish to be. Now, more on the topic of peaking. Both Joe and Carlton needed to make a weight. So I'm going to probably do a deep dive on how I manage peaking guys that need to make a weight, because all week, both Joe and Carlton was bang on waking up at their body weight that they was actually meant to be at in the evening. So I needed to make some food manipulations the day before, reducing food volume, doing some tricks when it comes to nutrition that allows us to bring the body weight down. So Joe actually messaged me morning of weigh-in, which was yesterday. He says, guess what weight? Because he's been waking up all week at 111 kilo. I was like 108.5. It was 108.9. So I nearly got it right, which allowed us to actually eat and drink all day and still make the weight. And the way I actually manage athletes on the day, both Carlton and Joe, I have them weigh themselves every 2 hours, weigh themselves before every meal, updates before all meals, pictures, etc. Then the food I give them, I know exact weights of the food. So when I get their body weight, I know exactly how much food and water I can give them to still keep them in the weight cap, but make sure that they're getting fed throughout the day. And that way, I can still manage to peak the guys, feed them, make sure they are not just starving all day and then having to eat crazy amounts of food later in the day through the manipulations I actually make throughout the peak week. And this gives us an opportunity to actually start the peak at a week out, which is exactly what we did. Feeding them all week, not having to starve them and still get them under the cap to be able to weigh in and bring the best. So I've got both of them checking in now. I've just had pictures through from Joe. He looks incredible. I'm just waiting on Colin to wake up. I assume he's having a bit of a lie-in, which is fine. But I always make a point to actually wake up before all of my athletes on the show days as well, just so they are not waiting for me and I'm waiting for them, anticipating what they actually need to do. That always puts them at ease. And I think that's something a lot of coaches do not do and should do, for sure. Now, back on the peaking, it was a fine line. I actually got Joe like 200 grams under, and I actually fed him quite hard yesterday. And the only way that I was able to do that is the manipulations that I actually made with the food volume and some tricks that I always pull without the use of any diuretics. I do not use diuretics with all my athletes, and I haven't done in a long time, as I just don't feel it's necessary. And you will see, as you can always see, the condition that my guys and girls bring. Even Rhea on the Olympia stage, she was the best there. Same with Meg last year. She was probably the leanest on stage, and no diuretics used whatsoever. So guys, you don't need them. You just need to make sure that you get lean enough and peak correctly through just simple manipulations of water if needed, and manipulations with the food, which works a treat. So I'm looking forward to today. It's going to be a great day. Now, I'll get back to the guys, and then I'm going to show you meal one, because it's almost food time. 20 past 7. I have been up for 2.5 hours already, so my morning is almost over. It's almost afternoon time for me. So food time, and first I'll get back to the guys and then give you more updates as I eat breakfast. Good morning. Welcome back, YouTube. Day in the life, off-season week 5. I was up bright and early, so I have actually done a little bit of a morning routine, some client replies already, and my morning reading, which I'll show you once I have shown you what I prepare for the day and how I go about preparing for the day on a regular training or rest day. It doesn't change. So first thing I do, wake up in the morning, I will always go and have my red light therapy and my Lumilight on for at least 20 minutes. And I will get straight into my check-in replies really for the first 20 minutes, 10 minutes of reading. I'm actually back reading it again, which is nice. It does give me a bit of a mental break as well. And to be honest, after I spent 10 minutes reading, I do believe I have much better cognitive function as well. So that helps a lot for my day. As you can imagine, my mornings are very, very intense, and that's where I always do bulk of my work. But then I come downstairs and I will get my food ready for the day. So today's a rest day, right? We've got 65 grams of rice, 65 grams of rice, and 60 grams of rice. We will have 100 grams of wild salmon in here, 200 grams of prawns. We've got 200 grams of chicken here, 200 grams of chicken. My veg amounts stay the same year round. So we've got 50 spinach, 50 peppers, 50 mushrooms here with 50 pineapple, the same here and the same here. So this gives me plenty of fiber and a lot of micronutrients. My potassium, magnesium, zinc, all comes from my actual foods. I do supplement on top with Trained by JP Subs, as you will see here. But I do also get a vast amount of micronutrients from real food. And so does Meg, especially when I make her food. Now, every rest day, we do have pancakes. This is Meg's egg whites and whey. So I've got caramel biscuit, whey iso pro in here. I've got 400 grams of egg whites, 1 whole egg, caramel biscuit, whey iso pro. And then Meg will also have 2 whole eggs with hers. Then I will always put a little bit of pumpkin and sweet potato. The main reason why I love both pumpkin and sweet potato, let me just get them out of the microwave whilst my assistant is actually filming me. So I'm actually putting a little bit less sweet potato than I normally have in here, because I am actually going to put some apple inside just to give it a little bit more texture. And generally, you can make your diet either as boring or as creative and as nice as you want to. And this will not sacrifice the quality of the food as well, because I am using all whole food sources to actually create these creations. Should I say creations? Creations. So it doesn't actually take away from the process. It makes it so much more enjoyable. Both myself and Meg, do you crave any food? Do you crave any shit food? I don't, because the food that we eat on a daily basis is actually pretty unreal.
I could probably eat some sushi.
Yeah, sushi we crave, but it's like when we go and have sushi with Tomo, it's 10 out of 10. He makes it for us especially. So it's like we can factor this into our diet without it impacting our calorie surplus or our calorie deficit, which is ideal, because to me, I never really feel like I'm on a diet, so to speak. And I think that's where a lot of people fail. And that is where a lot of people come to issues where they simply cannot adhere to the plan because they fail to actually commit and stay consistent to a diet because it's not sustainable for them. Now, the beauty of bodybuilding, right? You have to create a sustainable, and again, sustainable environment for yourself. And I think this is what Meg shines with Empower, for example, which is one of the services that we offer through MK Coaching. is she helps people create sustainable habits to improve the physique outcomes, but also improve the health in general, which I think is absolutely huge when it comes to just general productivity and allowing people to actually achieve the fitness goals without treating it like they're sacrificing something, because essentially bodybuilding should not take away from your life in any way, shape or form. Bodybuilding should add to your life. If it doesn't, you need to rethink your approach and you simply need to change whatever it is you are doing so that it's contributing to your life in a positive way. And that's something I have been able to create always, because bodybuilding has been one of the only things that was positive in my life for a very long time. And I always lean into that. But then I do think bodybuilding has allowed me to create a life, a circle, and an environment that's not only conducive towards my goals, but is very positive, uplifting, and allows me to keep progressing. So that's the ramble for the morning for you all. Hope you're all feeling fired up and motivated. So Meg's meal one on rest day is going to be 2 whole eggs. We've got 1 of 50 egg white, I believe, off the top of my head. 10 grams of whey iso pro. That's my egg whites, so she will not need any more. I will give her some pumpkin, and she will get a little bit of apple inside it as well for the texture, which she will take away from her blueberries. Then I will have 60 grams of sweet potato, 100 grams of apple, 70 grams of buckwheat flour, and then I am not sure how much pumpkin I will have, because normally I would have 100 grams of sweet potato. I've actually got it written down on my private phone, so Meg will have to go and get my phone in a second. But I basically lowered my sweet potato amount today from 100 grams to 40 to 60 grams, so that I can actually add some pumpkin to it, so that I can get a little bit better texture for this morning's creation of pancakes for you guys, so you can actually see for yourself. Now look, you can actually make these to suit and fit your macros. So if you have different macros, you simply need to add less sweet potato or less buckwheat flour to meet your needs. I have had a food increase recently, which I'll go over with you today. And my buckwheat has gone from 50 grams to 70 grams, and my sweet potato actually increased from 75 grams to 100 grams. So you can actually structure these to fit and suit your own macros, so that you're not having to eat the same portion as I am, because you probably don't need it. Right, I'll get these prepared, crack on with the morning. I have had my morning coffee. I have made Meg's morning coffee, and let's get a day started. Full day in the life. I'll give you a full update on where we're at. And today we will also go and see the boys compete at the British finals. So big day ahead. I actually go and get my hair cut as well, because I'm looking like a tramp. So might take you along on the ride. Let's get it. Okay. The key to pancakes, guys, is actually not flipping them, but just folding them in half and then making sure they are not overly cooked. Now, all the ingredients that I showed you earlier are all blended here. And the only thing you have to do then is transition it into a pan. The key is warming up your pans so that they are on relatively high heat, and then turn it down. Tiny bit of cooking spray, which is negligible calories again. And then we rock and roll. Now, turn the heat up, warm up the pans, then turn them right down. So you want to make sure that the pancakes actually cook through, but you do not dry them out. This is Meg's pancakes, and these are mine for the morning. As you can see, they are nice and soft, not dry, and extremely tasty. Now, turn off cinnamon on top now, and that will be meal number 1. I do need to add our salt on, which I forgot to do last night. And the salt intake is going to be as follows. 6 grams of low salt for myself and Meg. She hasn't used hers up last night, so... Pardon? Done just for today, yeah? Okay. Meg's done hers for today. That's fine. And then 3 grams of pink Himalayan salt. And this puts me at a ratio of 1-to-1 with sodium and potassium. The reason why I get 1-to-1 ratio with that is because I do get quite a lot from my foods, especially now my foods are higher. So now just give that a little bit of a mix. And then all I will do is distribute it across the meals. Yes, I do like my salt on even the sweeter stuff. It does taste tremendous. Beautiful. Now, I'll put a little bit of blueberries on it from my meal number 3, and then I'll show you the end product. Now, this has come out absolutely perfect. Look at the texture. Nice and soft. Beautiful, not dry. Perfect. Okay, that's meal number 1. All ready to go. Is Mum and Dad? Say hello. Boom. And then we've got Meg's meal, which is her meal number 1, all done and cooked. And then meals for the day are all ready. I think this is the chicken that Meg has cooked. And my mum and dad actually, what my mum and dad actually did today is exactly why they are here, is they actually portion out our meat for us. And this is my fish in grams. So what they actually do is weigh it out in 100-gram portions, so that then it's super easy for us to kind of navigate and super easy for us to cook. So we've got venison, beef, turkey, all set. And that's actually some of our wedding cake that's still left over from a few years ago. Beautiful. Right, 30 minutes in the sauna now with my sauna hat on. Big up Joe Jeffrey for the recommendation. Sauna boss, I am the ultimate sauna boss, guys and girls. Now, purpose of a sauna hat, you just get more out of your sauna work. So you lose a lot of your heat through your feet and your head. So if you can keep your head insulated, keep your socks on in the sauna, you're probably going to get a bit more of a sweat on. So yes, 30 minutes of, well, 15 minutes of chilling, 15 minutes of work, as guys and girls, especially in peak week, do need immediate attention. So I will be glued to my phone all day today and tomorrow. But that's what we do, and we love this shit, right? Hopefully we'll get some good results today, but I do think all of the lads and Hannah have already succeeded just within the process. So the plan is spend 30 minutes in here, then I will update you on dietary changes I've made, show you the macros, and then you can see exactly what is what. And then you will get another update in the next vlog on where we're at with the training and body weight. So today is more so day in the life and food. And then I'll probably show you the training day food in the next vlog as well, as today is obviously rest day. This is how the morning walk is looking at the moment, guys and girls. I'm having to use my phone torch to keep the light on, but it's not the end of the world. The woods are super peaceful at this time of the morning, so I very much enjoy this, I'll be honest. Whoosh. Okay, that's meal 1 done. Now 5 minutes of steps, just very light walking on the treadmill, and then I will hop in the sauna for 30 minutes. Every single day I have been doing sauna for at least 20-30 minutes for the health benefits, and just generally makes me feel good. And guess what, guys? If something makes you feel good, it's probably good for you. So just be mindful of that. Don't try and just blindly follow research. Sometimes literally just doing something that you enjoy, makes you feel good, is going to directly benefit you in every possible way, mentally and physically. All clients are replied to, well, most of them, still waiting on Brad to check in. So everyone's got the plan of action. It's going to be a great day. Why? Because we get to do what we fucking love every day. So every day is a great day. Now, hope you all have a great day. Let's crack on with the day. Off-season week 5 going down. Game on.
Meal number 2 is going down. We've got 200 grams of chicken, 100 grams of veg, 50 grams of pineapple, and 65 grams of rice. Almost missed it. I've got a podcast on. I've got the meal. I've just done a ton of work in the office, so I'm going to eat this, get a little walk, 10:20, and then get back to business.
So if you are in your post-show phase, post-diet phase, and trust me, it's harder than prep, lean into small things that will make it more tolerable. Because no matter what you do, shit won't be easy. Right, I'm going to go for a little walk and then more work, and then I might even get 30 minutes to chill before I head down and see the boys for a bit. This is how my last meal is looking. And this is 200 grams of sweet potato, 70 grams of cream of rice, 20 grams of whey isolate, 75 grams of pumpkin, and 50 grams of egg whites. Blend this up, put it in the pan, and then cook through. Last meal tutorial has already been filmed separately. Now, every single day, I do treat myself to a tea. And I do have a variety of teas that I do enjoy. This one is a decaffeinated black tea, and I do have a peppermint with chamomile and ginger, and then turmeric added into it today. So, as you can see, fresh tea brewed this morning, and I generally drink about 1 litre from my meal number 1 up until around my meal number 2. So, if you are in prep or post-prep, I very much recommend drinking tea, guys. It's certainly something that will take edge off the hunger, and I actually enjoy it a lot. So my morning power walk is always 23 minutes long. That is my allocated amount of steps that I do every day, no matter what. And then I do 5 to 10 minute stints, depending on my steps need, after my meals. Good for digestion, but also what you have to understand, motion is lotion. It's good for your brain, good for your insulin sensitivity. There's a lot of benefits when it comes to recovery as well, of just getting general movement. So do not undervalue it. And make sure that you do get your steps in, because your body will thank you for it. It's one of the healthiest things you can do, and it's something most people overlook. And who doesn't like getting out in some fresh air in this beautiful British weather? Dark, windy, gloomy, but it's still fucking beautiful, right? So get this little walk done, head back home, a little bit more work, then chill out for a little while. Then I will probably set off after the next meal, and I'll still give you the breakdown of today's nutrition, so stay tuned. Okay, as promised, guys and girls, update on where I am currently at with food. Everybody likes the food, so this is the update you have all been waiting for. Carbohydrates have gone up by 60 grams on my rest day and 50 grams on training day. So previous macros were 4,319 calories on training day, 337 protein, 621 carb, 54 fat. Current macros, 342 protein, 670 carb, 55 fat, 4,537 grams of 4,537 calories. Now, rest day, 3,726 calories, 357 grams of protein, 448 grams of carbs, and 56 fat. That is the current setup. And before that, it was 351 protein, 392 carb, 56 fat, and 3,470 calories. So it's a decent increase. It has seen my body weight come up slightly, which is great. I think everything's moving exactly as it should at this moment in time, especially seeing the trend that we have going on right now. It's definitely moving pretty perfectly. So main point of action now is certainly making sure that we can keep this momentum moving and grooving, stay on point, stay on track, stay lean, and keep everything ticking over exactly the way it should. That's going to be, in my opinion, the best way to go. I think the way the body's responding at the moment is great. Appetite is extremely high, as it's going to be, but everything's feeling good. So we just intend on keeping this momentum now and protecting the good space that we are in. So, guys and girls, time for meal number 2 now. I will show you full day of eating on training day in the next vlog, so keep your eyes on that. But for now, the vlog continues. Meal number 3 shall go down shortly, which is going to be 50 grams of whey isolate, 90 grams of cream of rice, 200 grams of berries, a mixture of 100 grams of blueberries and mixed berries, and 20 grams of 100% dark chocolate, which is my favourite. And whilst I prepare this meal, I'm going to get my next meal ready, put it on the pan, ready for my travels, and I shall get our last meals cooked, which is the pancakes for final meal of the day. So stay tuned. Make sure that you do give it a watch if you haven't yet, because there is a tutorial on one of the vlogs, and I will probably do a separate video actually breaking down how to make these, but super simple. I literally just blend the ingredients, pour it in the pan, make pancakes, don't overcook them, cook them on medium to low heat, and then serve them later in the evening when I actually warm them up. So they stay nice and soft, put them in the microwave for a couple of minutes, they still stay soft, but they are delicious. And this is sticky toffee pudding with chocolate fudge whey isolate, which is 10 out of 10. Called Cuba 10 at Train by JP. You know the drill. This is exactly how I fold up the pancakes, using a big spatula so they do not dry off. This is the next pancake already blended. And there we go. Now, Meg has oats, cream of rice, egg white, pumpkin, a little bit of sweet potato, and some apple in there as well. And this is how the beauties come out, which is pretty perfect, to be honest. You always want them pretty juicy in the middle. You do not really want any hardness, shall we say, because when this happens, they just get dry. And you do not want a dry pancake. Nothing fucking worse than eating a dry pancake. Now, this is my cream of rice. I'll put this in the freezer for a little moment. Let it actually cool off. Boom. Man's on it. And then next meal, which is going to be meal number 4, same as meal number 2. 200 grams of chicken, 60 grams of rice, 100 veg, 50 pineapple, actually 150 veg. Then we've got my wild salmon, 100 grams, 65 rice, 200 grams of prawn, 150 veg, 50 pineapple. We've got my Omega Pharma Pro, Ensure, Digest Pharma, and the rest of my magnesium for the day. So every meal, I actually take in these. So now it's going to be before my meal number 3. We've got my 2 Digest, actually 1 Digest Pharma, 1 Ensure, 2 Omega. That will go down with this meal. And then these will go down with the next 2 meals that we have ahead. So I will take them on the road with me. And then magnesium will go down with each meal as well, which is pretty handy. So I'm showing you these now, just in case I forget. This is the pancake. The final pancake is ready. So time to get my pancakes off. And there we go. That's the final product. And then a little bit of this cooking spray on the pans just to moisten them up. And then this will get poured in here. See if I can do a one-hander. Okay, one-handed man. See if we can do it. Pancake 1. Pancake 2. And then pancake 3. And we are all set. Now, the key to these is cooking them super slowly. So, the heat will get turned down now. And we will allow for slow cooking of these so they actually cook through, but also stay soft. And as always, clean your shaker immediately post-use. Now, this will actually be pretty perfect. I actually overcooked them just a little bit, but that's completely fine. They will still be delicious and soft inside. It's just a little bit crispy on the edges, which is all good. Salt has been distributed across all meals. And I do tend to leave a little bit extra for my last meal to stop me going to the bathroom quite as much. Oh, got my cook on. Right, time to get these set, and then meal number 3 shall go down. Oosh, here we go. Meal number 3 about to go down. 50 grams of whey isolate, 90 grams of cream of rice, 160 grams of blueberries because I actually pinched a little bit from meal 1. 20 grams of dark chocolate. This is meant to be 200 grams of fruit altogether, but this is a beauty. White chocolate coconut cream of rice, chocolate, fudge,
ISO Pro. Tremendous combination. So I shall eat this now and then set off to the boys. Food is packed, everything's prepped, ready to rock and roll. But first, eat and podcast. Finally arrived in Bradford after a collision on motorway. So I may have gone in, I may have get another ticket. I may have gone in the hard shoulder and I may have done a bit of a maneuver here to get here on time. Joe is as ready as ever will be. Tremendous peak week is looking dangerous. One paper cut away from bleeding to death. But he's pretty full. I had to feed him a decent amount, especially yesterday. And I will go into depth on how we actually managed the peak with bringing his body weight down and then getting him to actually eat, which was quite a fun operation. An operation that most athletes probably can't do because they don't really track enough variables to do so. But Joe is a trooper. And I always say results and accolades are earned through the process. And he's mastered the process, which is something that I love to see. Anyway.
For the best. Taking inspiration.
It's inspiration works both ways because when you get guys like that actually put the work in, it certainly makes you level up as well, which is always the goal. I'm going to see Carlton and get my wristband. Show's really busy, some great guys, so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I've got my cut-off point. I'm going to stay here till 6 o'clock and then I'm off. I told Carlton already, you've got me till 6 and then 6 o'clock I'm on the road home. So that's social battery is going to 3.5 hours precisely, and I'm done. Right, see what Carlton's saying, and then we'll have a look at Joe, probably about 10 minutes. Meal free nailed, food is packed, water's packed. I've got my hat on, I've got my jumper on. We're ready to go. The little lane is here. I am looking like I'm about to rob someone because I'm looking like a tramp. But anyway, last bit of steps to do, then I'm on the road to Bradford, which takes around 40 minutes to get there. So I shall get my drive on, put a podcast on, and then go and see the boys. Joe is already there, so I will check in with him when I land. Meg and Magda are also there, so that's nice. And I've got myself my little evening tea bag. Unfortunately, no loose leaf because I'm on the road. Normally I would have a chamomile brewed to unwind. So hopefully I'll get some boiling water from somewhere and get this for the journey back. But I'm looking forward to seeing the show. I'm not going to stay for the pro show because it's at 7 and my bedtime is 8 p.m. So unfortunately I'll be heading back because we've got priorities, right? 1, my client's a priority. 2, my sleep is a huge priority, which is the key for my mental and physical performance. I've got goals and these goals require certain actions. Actions always reflect your goals. Write that down. See you in Bradford. Here we go.
Works in the trunk.
Yeah, very nice. Beautiful. Nice. Yes, sir. Yeah. Have a little breather, go again. Go again. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Easy. Nice. Beautiful. Need a bit more water as well. That's full. You look a lot. Huh?
Feel a little bit flat there.
Yep. You look a little bit dehydrated. So you need some water. It's not so food issue, more so water issue. But you look the second round. The reason why I always pose again is because second time when you posed, you actually got more life in you. So definitely much better. Very, very fucking tight and dry. Yeah. How do you feel when you pose just now?
Don't feel great, but
Water. Water down you. Here we go. You look a lot better with your stance as well. So I think you're posing. The way you pose just now, yeah. Just big. The X frame's way bigger now. There we go. Yeah. That's fucking 10 times better than earlier. Fucking hell. You've tightened up a lot. That skin you mentioned earlier, that's fucking gone. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. There we go. Roots in. Nice. The veins. All the veins here now. Yeah, veins are popping all right here. Yeah. So the little, do you know the skin fudge you had this morning in your lower back? That's completely gone now. It's completely gone. There's literally just vascularity there now. Yeah. Sick. Yep. Yeah, mate. It's ridiculous now. It's come to life a lot. Fuck me. Yeah. Go again. Both boys are on. And I am now back in the car getting my food in. So, salmon, prawns, rice that I showed you earlier. I had my Digest Farmer in Shore and Omega. So, I'm out of the way. So I can eat in peace. Then I can go back in and look after the boys. But both boys are fucking on. So, game time.
336 and 30. Yeah, take your hand off your number. There you go. 336, 307 change.
Some of these classic guys would actually make amazing bodybuilders if they train legs. Some of the frames on them are actually unbelievable. Very, very impressive. I mean, I have coached quite a few mixed physique guys, and I actually did turn a couple of pro. It's certainly a very, very unique class. It's very much like bikini, where you have to be born with the shape for it. Otherwise, you will always be limited. But it's very impressive. I am, yeah.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Get in there. You're going to be famous now.
That is.
Joe, turn around.
Please welcome 367 from us. Level Demon. Hugh James.
Beautiful. Shrink wrapped.
Squeeze your back together. Open, now squeeze your back together. No, I don't mean that. You know what I mean? As in, like, pull it back. Yeah. Okay, Joe is almost on, but as always, guys, we never leave house without a meal. Meal number 5 about to go down. Thank you.
Okay, gentlemen.
Last meal going down. Pancakes are set, fruit is added, Warehouse Cell Pro is done. We've got some blanched almond flour mixed with a bit of water and a little bit of whey. This will go on top. And then sleep time. Morning, guys and girls. That is a wrap. Tremendous day of competing. Hannah won her show and the overall. Joe won his class, just missing out on the overall and pro card. Carlton came third, which was epic in the lineup that we was faced with. So, successful day all in all. Last night I was spent, but sleep quality was tremendous. However, I am still waking up at like 4 a.m, so I need to make sure that I am in bed nice and early, which is fine. I love early nights and early mornings, especially this time of the year. It's peaceful, allows me to be productive, and I am very much a morning person. Now, guys, thank you so much for watching. Today's yet another busy day. We've got Brad, Matt, and Terry competing. So busy days is what we like. And today we'll have a pull day, which I will film for you, and a full day of eating on training day. So look out for that in the next vlog. For now, peace out. And remember, write the shit down.